Hello and welcome to the Vongiano Predicament. I'm your host, Steve Vongiano, no relation, and I'm dedicated to bringing you actual journalism that tells the truth. I'm like Woodward and Bernstein if they were one person, and that person was a cool punk rock skateboarder. Boo-wah-ah-ah. I'm not just some partisan hack. I'm a moderate centrist. Some even call me a milquetoast fence sitter. All because I'm willing to tackle both sides, the Republicans and the child molesters. The mainstream media, they don't want you to think for yourselves, which is why you need people like me to tell you what you should be thinking for yourself. And what you should be thinking right now is mostly that California is currently burning to the ground. It's a godless city where Korean CGI animators are forced to spend 22 hours a day making all the cartoons gay or trans or possibly black, which is in fact nature's gay and trans. But the fire is not good. We don't like it, we're not celebrating it, and we do simply have to admit it is the Democrats' fault. Governor Gavin Newsom refuses to enact common sense solution like water or, tossing homeless people into it. He's incompetent, he's corrupt, he does not have zaddy energy. Stop saying that. We'll break down all his failed campaign promises. Did you know he guaranteed a reboot of the American Pie franchise? We never got it. When the show starts right, in the heat of now. Howdy guys. Brr. Brr. It is so cold here in the old home studio down in Columbuston, Ohio, my hometown. It's very real. It has a population of about 275 or 600,000 if you count all of the dogs, many of which are feral, all of which weigh as much as a human, and some of which have their own social security number. We don't know who gave them the social security numbers. We don't want to know because the dogs also have guns. Now, some might say that this cold snap we've been experiencing for the last roughly, give or take 10 years, is a sign that perhaps global warming was not invented by the Chinese or the woke, possibly a combination, the choke or the Chinese, in order to cripple American manufacturing and also somehow add BET to your cable package even though you specifically said you didn't want it. Just put ESPN on there twice. No, ESPN 1, not ESPN 2. They have a bunch of woke sports on ESPN 2, like cycling or men's volleyball. As a moderate centrist, I don't want to come down on a side in terms of global warming. Maybe it's real, maybe it's Jewish, literally no one can possibly say. Ask any scientist and every single one of them will tell you, quote, there is no way to possibly know if global warming is real, and as a side note, you should go to Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson for all medical advice. Anthony Fauci has Down syndrome. So I'm not weighing in on global warming, or as they call it now, climate change. And quite frankly, changing your climate is one step away from changing your gender. So maybe watch yourself, Mother Nature. But here in Columbuston, we earned our cold snap the old-fashioned way. That's right. Asbestos. The main industry here was, of course, an asbestos factory, which closed down in the good old days of 2015. In order to destroy the factory, and also for some reason I can't currently remember, we thought this would own the libs, we just started throwing fireworks in there. And then we ran out of fireworks, so instead we started firing guns into it. Then we ran out of bullets, and so we just kind of lit it on fire and started jacking off into it. Easily the most entertaining Memorial Day weekend in this town's history. And that's the story of how weather works. Speaking of things not being climate warming or whatever the hell the woke left calls it nowadays, remember, I'm a moderate centrist. All of Hollywood is on fire. And I simply cannot stress this enough. You should not be having fun with this. I know that Hollywood, and let's not call it HollyWEIRD or Pedo Wood or just scream a bunch of slurs, they spend all of their time thumbing their noses at you. I know every single actor or actress, and if they ever make either of those categories gender neutral, I am storming the Capitol. They think you're a dumb hick with a stupid job and a tiny dick. They think that they can do your job, managing an AM/PM or collecting unemployment checks. But actually, you could do their job. Yeah, that's right, Sydney Sweeney. Now I have big tits and apparently was in Madam Web. Do not let anyone involved in the production of Madam Web offer you any advice of any kind. So yeah, Hollywood is the most evil and also vile, both, place on earth. And I might have spent the last several years just screaming, "Dear God, let it all burn down before they make more Disney princesses black and/or have a septum piercing." But that doesn't mean I wanted all of this. I would have been fine with like maybe a small grease fire at Margot Robbie's house. This is overkill. Fire was started, I think last week, maybe Tuesday, around Sepulveda Boulevard and the 401. The official cause of fire was dry kindling being exposed to a lit cigarette or something vaguely like that. Maybe it was a bunch of kindling and maybe a bunch of cigarettes. I don't know. But there are some reports coming out of a number of very reputable X accounts without profile pictures saying that the fire was actually caused by... Actually, I forgot the conspiracy. What was it again? Oh, just kind of like a vague other? Okay, cool. It was a vague other. Let me stress this, secular humanist YouTube lawyers. I am not claiming that this fire was started by anything other than natural causes. But isn't it awfully convenient? All right, isn't it awfully convenient? If there's one thing we can say about this fire, it is very convenient. Isn't it awfully convenient that all of Los Angeles was engulfed in flames right after Joe Biden decided to open the border and also start giving government-issued Zippo lighters, many of them with skulls, some of them with Harley-Davidson logos, to every illegal immigrant coming in. Also, I think his decision to play Prodigy's Firestarter out loud 24 hours a day at the migrant camp might have been a bad plan. Even if you don't agree that all of these fires, none of which have yet to condemn Hamas, even if you don't think they were necessarily started by the woke left, you simply have to agree on the very basic fact that the reason they can't stop the fire is obviously DEI. DEI, which stands for D, diversity, E, the 2002 film Equilibrium, and I, inclusion. It makes perfect sense as the culprit for these fires. You see, the woke left, they want to make things more diverse by only including black lesbians, which ironically makes things less diverse. Now, I'm not quite sure what the 2002 film Equilibrium, directed by Kurt Wimmer, starring Christian Bale and Sean Bean, along with, I think it was Emily Watson, maybe. I don't get why that's involved. That's a little more confusing, okay? But listen, woke left, maybe spend a little less time studying gun kata and a little more time Googling how fire hydrants work, and we wouldn't have this problem. Are we playing Equilibrium next to me now? I told you we can't keep playing that. We don't have the rights. What's that? Christian Bale told you personally? Oh, I didn't know he was red-pilled now. I, along with all fellow moderate centrists who are not Republican, don't call us Republican. We will sue you if you say we're Republican. We're calling on all Democrats, easily the stupidest, and some are saying, quote, most gay political party of all time, to publicly admit that they are responsible for this out-of-control wildfire, and to immediately vacate all of their posts in every organization around the earth. Also, Kamala Harris needs to personally join all of the teenage prisoners currently putting out the fires for, I think it's $3.17 an hour. California Governor Gavin Newsom, I'm talking to you. I know you watch this show. And first off, as a fellow guy with great hair, I see you, I recognize you, I'm holding space. But I want to hear solutions, not just crying. We have to stop this fire before it reaches any of the Christian film studios. America cannot live without Tyler Perry playing Medea every 12 to 18 months. So, Mr. Newsom, Governor of California, I'm asking you, have you tried spraying the fire with ivermectin? I've heard that works wonders. Get a couple buckets of those babies, maybe attach it to, again, some homeless people. Just kind of let it all work itself out. Future looks bright. Woo! Thank you all so much for watching this video. I love you guys. Like and subscribe. Go down there. Hit it. This is Friday. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is the only time zone Columbuston, Ohio represents and recognizes. They've decided the rest are Jewish gay or gooish, I guess. Anyway, join us for that live stream. Below, I've got all my social media links. I'm on TikTok till Monday, I guess. Is that when that is illegal now? I'm on X.com, a website that's always been called that. I'm on Instagram. And of course, I'm on Patreon.com/The Vongino Predicament for $5 a month. 1, 2, 3, 4 other numbers. For that amount of money, you get a weekly bonus episode. You get access to raw behind-the-scenes footage. You get, of course, to vote in polls. And you get, best of all, an executive producer credit. I think that's going by me right now. Where is it? Am I looking at? Ooh, look at these executive producers. Many of these people have unfortunately died in the wildfires. And it's weird because they, all of them live in Louisiana. But just out of solidarity, they've decided to take their own lives, which I don't think is necessary, but I do appreciate that they're doing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Got more stuff coming down the pike real soon. And until next time...
You think Aaron Sorkin's gonna make a movie about this whole fire thing? If he does, I bet it sucks.
Shut up and sit down.